Hey, good morning, and welcome to Frank's Weekly Rant. Yeah, I know it's not exactly weekly, but it sure sounded better than welcome to Frank's every once in a while rant. I want to talk to you a little bit about something that I saw the other day. I had made a post on Facebook, and it was a silly little deal, and I take it back. It wasn't me. My wife posted something on Facebook. And I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was basically along the lines of socialism and Bernie Sanders, an admitted socialist. So she posted this, and immediately a young man that we've known for some time, and this is very surprising to me, posts something in support of old Bernie. Now, this has always been a very conservative-minded kid, and what it did for me is it actually brought out the fact that the millennials, that generation the generation wires more than anything else, really are about what's in it for me, and I don't care about it the rest of everybody else. Which, funny enough, is not what the liberals preach. They say equal for everyone, but if you really look at their stance, it's not. It's what's people think what's good for me, and screw everybody else. And just by the way, my next weekly rant's going to be along the same line. But this young man supported Bernie Sanders vehemently and talked about you need to read his, and this is his words, manifesto. Well, a lot of other people wrote manifestos. A guy named Adolf Hitler wrote Mein Kampf. Karl Marx, I can't remember what it's called, but the book on communism. Basically, all of these talk about the systematic dismantling of a free market society and a freedom-driven society, democracy, and replacing it with a government-run social state. Well, this young man says, well, he's a democratic socialist. Well, guess what? The Nazi Party started out as democratic socialists. The Soviet Union started out as democratic socialists. But what happened? Just as it said in Mein Kampf and in Karl Marx's book about communism and his ideas for communism, there was a systematic dismantling of the civil liberties of everyone in the country, which led to horrible atrocities in both cases. Every time socialism has been tried, it has failed. What part of this don't people get? And I'm sorry, I did not intend this to be a political forum, but that's kind of what it's almost turned into, just because of the nonsense and the backward thinking people have. Folks like Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, they have this misguided notion that socialism failed because it was somewhere else, but because we're the United States, it won't fail. That's wrong, and it's misguided. Trust me, folks, look at history. I honestly believe that the reason history and the socioeconomic history of different government states has been removed from the classroom, and believe me, it has been removed. I know. My son is a huge history buff, and most of what he finds is in old texts and online by reading historical documents. These are things that are no longer being taught in school. In fact, most teachers teach it in school as trivia. It's not trivia, kids. It's history. And if we don't learn from history, we are doomed to repeat it. Socialism is not a good thing. It is not free for everyone. It's not free healthcare. It's not free anything. My effective tax rate, and I am what I would consider lower middle class. My effective tax rate right now is almost 40%. Under Bernie Sanders and his manifesto, my effective tax rate would be 84.5%. Now think about that, folks. Are you willing to give up 84.5% of all of your income? Yes, Bernie Sanders wants a very simple tax code. Take it all and leave you nothing. Make you dependent on the government. And if anybody doesn't think that that was Obamacare's actual intent, you are sorely mistaken. When you create a deal that says everyone must have something, but make it so expensive that no one can afford it and has to go through the government to get it. Brothers and sisters, that's called socialism. And that is an intent, that is a pure intent, to make you dependent on the government. Not just you, but me. The government is now talking about, with Obamacare, because I'm a retired police officer, if you can't tell from the background, taxing the fact that I have employer-provided health care as income. And not only tax it, but tax it at a rate of 45%. Okay? So, I'm not going to tell you how much, but I have pretty dang good health care. Luckily, and I say luckily, I have my insurance because I was injured in the line of duty. I am retired because of that injury in the line of duty. And the police department that I worked for was very kind in covering my health care and the health care of my family. But let me tell you, we're talking about thousands upon thousands of dollars of extra tax burden, all because my police department pays or helps pay for my health care. Boys and girls, here's the thing. It's not just me. It's going to be all of you. All of you. This is not a one occupation deal. It's if your employer makes any contribution to your health care, they want to tax that as income, and they want to tax it at a higher rate than your regular income. Guys, wake up. This is not a good time in America when it comes to these things. We have an opportunity. It says in the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, well, it says in the Declaration of Independence that if a government becomes oppressive, we must cast it off. Well, we live in America where we have an election every 2 years. So every 2 years we have a chance to have a revolution, and that revolution is called a vote. Folks, get out and vote this coming presidential election. Your very future may depend on it. Ronald Reagan said it best when he said that we are always one generation from losing our freedom. If there was a freedom clock, as there is a nuclear clock, brothers and sisters, we're 4 minutes to midnight. It's time to wake up and take back your country. From the Hermes Insurance Group, this is Frank. Have a great week, and sorry about the downer message this week. Everybody have a great week. Bye-bye.